This is not a substitute for medical advice. What do you do if your tongue is staying up all day just fine, but then you go to lay down and it falls down? Two main reasons this is happening. One, your tongue isn't strong enough to stay up all night, and when you're laying down, it's a much more difficult position to keep the tongue up because gravity is pulling it down. Two, your facial muscles aren't strong enough to keep your mouth closed while you're laying down. If you lay down and your lips start to part and separate, that's an issue in the facial muscles and in the mouth. Let's do some exercises for this. The first one is to puff out your cheeks. Once you puff, get your tongue on the roof, hold the tongue on the roof, hold the puff for 5 seconds, rest for 5 seconds, repeat for 5 seconds. You should be able to breathe through your nose while you're holding the puff. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing. Bonus round for this exercise, give it a little tap on each side and see if you can still hold it. Test each side and see which side is a little stronger. You can also test where is that air going, because you may find that on one cheek, you're filling that air really high. On the other cheek, that the center of that mound where the most air is might be in a different place. So you're looking to even that out. You're welcome to do more than 5 reps. Next, lip pull. Just pulling your lips to cover your teeth like you have no teeth. Once they're covered, tongue on the roof, hold for 5 seconds, rest for 5 seconds, repeat at least 5 times. With this exercise, you should be able to have the tongue on the roof first and then cover your teeth. If you can't, just cover your teeth and then put the tongue up, hold for 5 seconds, rest for 5 seconds. You should also be breathing in and out through the nose. Don't hold your breath while you're holding the 5 seconds. Next, we're gonna put a little piece of gauze underneath. My gauze fell down. This is 2 by 2 inch dental gauze. I'm gonna cut about 1/4 of it, and I'm gonna use that to stick up in my upper lip. You can also use a little piece of paper towel. Don't use toilet paper, it'll probably disintegrate. So I cut off this much. I'm gonna slide this all the way up into the crease. Take some work there. Okay. Holding that in the upper lip. And I could just hang out with this here, right? Like I don't have to be like in the middle of my exercises to be doing this. I could just wear this for a little while during the day. Tongue on the roof, lips sealed. But right now, we're gonna add more layers to this. We're gonna knock out a few birds with one stone. So get a popsicle stick or a plastic utensil and put that between your front teeth. Close your lips around it. Once you've got that, you need a neti stick. This is just an essential oil inhaler for nasal congestion, for breathing exercises, but we're going to use this because keeping your tongue on the roof is much easier when your nasal airway is very functional, when it's very open and you can easily get air through your nasal airway. And the lining of your nose is erectile tissue. So it expands to take air in and slightly contracts to let air out. So we want to stick this up our left nostril so that that erectile tissue is already getting that mechanical input that it needs to expand, and then I'm breathing in and out through this neti stick while covering my right nostril. I do want you to start by covering the right nostril and putting this up your left nostril. That means the only air that's coming in and out of your nose is coming out of these little holes at the bottom. If you start to get air hunger, like you're suffocating, just stop and exhale the rest of your air, start again. You can take this away from your nose and take a break, because it may take you some time to get to a point where You can do this without feeling like you're gonna suffocate. There's more to this exercise. Don't worry, I'll recap it. Once I have the neti stick in place, I've covered one nostril. I'm inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I'm gonna start humming my exhales and swallowing at the end of each exhale. Observe. Oh, my stick. So you can see when I swallow, it's towards the end of the hum, towards the end of the exhale. I'm sort of running out of air. I do start blowing some air through this without humming because I can tell like I need to get that air out so I can breathe in again. I don't want to cause air hunger. A major sign that you're doing this too aggressively is if your mouth gets really dry. That means you're going into sympathetic state. And if you're doing this at a pace that is appropriate for you, your mouth should stay moist and or get more moist as you become more parasympathetic. Let's practice again. I would do that 3 whole breaths, 3 hums, 3 swallows, and then swap. Cover this nostril, stick up this nostril. When you cover the nostril, don't smash it, just seal it from the bottom. Get a glass of water or a bottle of water, no straws. Say the word door, da da da. Find that spot behind your front teeth, put your tongue on that spot. Keep it there. Before, during, and while after you swallow, a little sip of water. Nothing should move except your throat. So no head movements, no face movements. The tongue starts up on that spot, the water is up on the back of your tongue, and then it waves the whole tongue waves up onto the roof. And that's what makes the water go down your throat. Fun fact, that's also initiating peristalsis in the smooth muscle because your tongue is the beginning of the smooth muscle. So, next, slurp and swallow. For this, you do need your teeth closed. Make a cheesy smile, pull the corners of your mouth really wide. Tongue is up on the spot, or as much of your tongue up as you can get. We're gonna make a slurping sound and then an immediate swallow. Watch my throat so that you know when I swallow. We don't want a long slurp like this because that's gonna cause too much of a delay between the slurp and the swallow. The slurping is gathering your tongue up onto the roof, especially the back of your tongue. And we want it to swallow immediately because we're trying to catch that wave-like motion. Your mouth's probably gonna get dry because you're just vacuuming all the moisture out of it, right? So take another sip of water. When you do the sip and swallow exercise. And then do the slurp and swallow again. If you try to do them too quickly back to back, like 3 or 5 in a row with no break in between, they're gonna get all disorganized and confused because it doesn't feel natural. So pause, regain your natural breathing, take another sip of water, and then wait till you feel ready. And slurp and swallow again. Do it 5 times. Next, gargle. The idea is to gargle without throwing your chin up towards the ceiling. If that's not possible for you and you're spitting water everywhere, like I did the first time, Start with your chin up at the ceiling and then slowly bring it back down. You may have to change the size of the sip that you're taking because too little water and it's not going to work. Too much water, it's not going to work. Why are we doing this? Well, a muscle is strongest in one direction when it's strong in the opposite direction. So if I need my tongue stronger at going up, especially the back of the tongue, then it needs to be stronger at pulling down and back. So when you gargle, in order to not spit that water out, you have to drop that tongue down and back. And my last exercise for helping you to keep your tongue on the roof while you sleep is to take 2 pieces of 2x2 dental gauze and stuff them in your cheeks. This has to do more with your mouth and facial muscles. We need your cheeks to have enough muscle tone and your mouth to have the right shape and muscle tone to keep your mouth closed when you lay back. Because if your mouth pops open, your jaw is probably going to move. Your tongue is probably going to fall off the roof of your mouth. So we're just going to stuff them in here. And you can sleep like this. When I sleep like this, I usually wake up in the morning and I find them somewhere. Make sure you can still close your mouth. So you will probably spit them out at some point during the night, but at least for however long they do stay in, it's stimulating those cheek muscles. It's actually bringing the cheeks out a little, which is actually helping you to keep the mouth more closed. Now, I love to do tests because knowing what exactly is going on and why is a big part of what's going to make you do the exercises. So whether or not you test for reason 1 or reason 2, you're still going to do all of these exercises. Let's test if the reason your tongue falls down at night is your tongue or your face or both. So you're going to put your tongue up on the roof as much as naturally goes up during the day. Close your mouth, lips sealed, tiny bit of separation between your teeth. Your teeth are not touching, and then relax everything. You need to think real hard and notice, is it taking any work for me? Am I trying to keep my mouth closed? Am I trying to keep my tongue on the roof, or is it just staying there? When I first did this test, this bottom lip just fell back down immediately, right? If that's happening, it's because your facial muscles are most of the reason that the tongue falls down when you lay down. If you relaxed everything and your lips stayed closed but your tongue fell down, then it's your tongue. Your tongue just isn't strong enough to go up. Your face is probably strong enough, but your tongue isn't. Now you can do that same test going from upright to laying down. So tongue on the roof, teeth slightly separated, lips sealed, relax the face, relax the jaw, relax the mouth, relax the tongue. It should stay up there. Now it's up there. Remember, it's up there with suction. Once you place a suction cup, it should stay with no work. And then slowly lay down or lean back. And that's right about where my lips start to separate. So, have fun testing your tongue and your face. Enjoy the exercises. If you have any questions or you'd like more information on any of these, let me know.